Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's some serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
Hey, you guys, we're getting ready to go live. We're getting ready to go live on the radio. Here we go. Here we go.
It's going down, it's going down, it's going down. It's Monday, y'all. It is Monday. Get hyped. It's Monday, our favorite day of the week. Monday, yes, yes, yes. Get excited. Oh, my goodness. This is Sabrina Goodwin Monday and the girlfriends, Sabrina, Caterina, Gloria, and Crisette. Right in the nick of time. There she goes, Gloria Mayfield Banks. Not a minute too soon and not a minute late. Always right on time. We are here, 9 a.m., the Superstation-WFDF, based out of Detroit, Michigan, but we are listened to worldwide. We have a worldwide audience, you guys, and we are here. The girlfriends are classy, they're messy, funny, sassy, ornery, techie, crazy, lazy, flighty. I don't know who you are, girlfriends, but type your name in the chat. Who are you today? Because I also know that we can be different as the days of the week. And so who are you today, girlfriends? Who do you choose to be today? And it's been a great day, a busy day. I would dare not complain. If y'all knew how much we all have going on in our lives, you'd be like, y'all crazy. Y'all are crazy. But we are here, 9 today in the Superstation. You become part of our tribe. You become part of our family. And we love coming to you, bringing you life, love, laughter, lessons, making a difference. And so type your name in the chat. Tell us where you're calling in from. Tell us where you're viewing us from. Facebook family, we're talking about food. We are literally talking about food for the soul. What makes you feel good? What got you through some tough times? How you put the pandemic pounds on? What you do to take the pandemic pounds off? We are talking food, food, food. I'm telling you, we have some foodies out there. This has been a highly, highly requested show. Everybody loves to talk about food. And so we know these phone lines, 313-778-7600, are going to light up. We want to know your best foods. We want to know your recipes. We want to know who's the best cook in the family. All of that. Call in. You have something to say. I'm glad to I'm glad to be with Caterina, Gloria, Crisette. We are here. Caterina's all the way out west right now. She resides in that San Francisco Bay, Oaktown area. Crisette is in Detroit, and Gloria is in Ellicott City. I am in Chapel Hill, North Carolina for the next 4 days, and then I'm on my way to Ohio. So it's a good time, you guys. My husband says we're here for a good time, not a long time, and that's been the story of our lives. We tend to move around from time to time. Gloria, how are you?
Woo! You all, okay, let me just tell you how excited I am. First, I love that. We're here for a good time, maybe not a long time. I love that. We need to all be saying that. Okay, so, today is Purple Day. Today's Purple Day. Today's Purple Day because it's Ravens Day. We're going to do Ravens football today, Monday Night Football. We're the first Monday night. We're playing the Raiders in Vegas. It's going to be awesome. I'm very excited. For those of you who love football, congratulations. Welcome to the championship club because this is the sport of choice. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, that will be the other half of the stage. For those of you looking on Facebook, you need to come on over to the Big Girls Club and watch men play some football and watch the women on the announcers and watch how they bring women into the game. They're bringing them in and they're coming in like droves. So I'm excited today. It's Purple Day, Ravens Day. So I'm excited. Yep, that's my day.
Football. Caterina, how are you?
And I'm excited to talk about food.
I'm happy. I'm happy. Today is a happy day. I am definitely a foodie. Sometimes to my own detriment. I love me some food. We went to a great restaurant yesterday. I'm going to tell a funny restaurant story. See who's the worst person in the restaurant. But Gloria, I'm telling you. Now, I love football, but I really haven't had a team since the Oakland Raiders. So, that's been a minute. So I'm trying to, Anthony said,
today ain't the day to be on their side right now. Today's not the day to be on their side.
But they're not the Oakland Raiders anymore. So, okay. So Anthony said, when the 49ers start winning, you're going to be turncoat. But, I don't have a team right now that I'm passionate about.
You can take ours
every time.
Cowboys.
Oh, don't go Cowboys. No, don't go no blue.
We taking applications.
Not with a star. No, just the bird.
I texted this to Sabrina. I said, looking at that doggone audience, though, the stands, I'm just like, OMG. We were talking to my friend who was headed to the stadium in Atlanta yesterday, and he was headed to the suite and up in there hobnobbing. So, I'm excited about football. And I'm praying they get to play all season. I'm just saying that. Looking at them stands, though, I'm like, woo! But
it's a problem.
I'm happy. I'm good. It was interesting. We went to church a couple hours away yesterday, and not one person in the entire church had a mask on except for Anthony and myself.
Wow!
So not one. Not one. Not
wow.
One. So it's just interesting, even in the church world.
And y'all stayed for the whole service? Y'all stayed for the whole service?
We stayed. We stayed, and I was.
Y'all better start taking some masks. You better start taking you some masks up in the church house.
I'm telling you. You really have to kind of interview. It's hard to go in somebody else's house, right, Chris, and tell them what to do, but you can choose not to go. So, it's just interesting. How do you handle it when people come up and they want to shake your hand and whatever? And I do like this, but woo!
Listen,
so that's
I asked the
over
question.
Here, but I'm a happy day.
Listen, ask the question. Are you vaccinated? I hug you. If you're not vaccinated, elbow bump. As simple as that. Vaccinated, you get one greeting. Not vaccinated, you get the elbow bump, and I haven't seen a whole lot of people. Well, I've seen some shaking hands, but most are doing the bumping the fist. So yeah, but you guys, I'm excited to be here today. When I tell you had a great weekend, I'm sorry to say I'm the girlfriend that don't know that much about sports, but let me tell you what I do know about sports, basketball and football. I just need to know what team we're rooting for. And when the crowd on our team hollers and jumps up, guess what? I holler and I jump up and people never know. So for all of you that are feeling a little bit like, the girlfriends are excluding you, trust me, the one that don't know a whole lot. Sometimes I know how to speak the language sometimes, not to embarrass people, but anyway, you scream when they scream, you holler when they holler, and nobody will ever know that you don't know if a touchdown was made or who got the ball and all of that. So, but this weekend, you guys had a fantastic weekend. Chuck and I celebrated our 33rd wedding anniversary on Friday. Yes, it was
33
awesome.
years.
33 years. It was awesome. Went to a fantastic restaurant right down in Midtown, right next to Bert's. It's Motown Bistro. And when I tell you, The food was impeccable. So for all of you that live in the Detroit metropolitan area, you got to check out Motown Bistro. Fantastic. And then on Sunday, you guys, we went to an opera. And I'm telling you, I can count on one hand the number of operas that I've gone to. Pretty much, I'm sure all the girlfriends have gone to the Phantom of the Opera, right? That's one of the most famous operas that we know about. But this opera was different in that every single one of the cast were African American. Yes. And when I tell you, it was amazing from beginning to end. And I believe they're going to be traveling around the country. So if you hear anything about, it's called Blue. And it's the story of a family. The husband is a police officer, and he and his wife, she gets pregnant, has a son, he grows up, and then he's all about protesting police brutality. And in the midst of him protesting it, he gets killed by a police. So
you're not telling the whole story.
Police. Well, no, not the whole story, just that part. Just enough to juice you. When I tell you guys, it is absolutely amazing. It's a must see. So if Blue comes to your city, anywhere near your city, you absolutely got to go and check it out. The voices, literally, the hair on your arms will stand up. That's how incredible they were. So my weekend was super fantastic. Had a great weekend. And so I'll throw it back to you, Sabrina. Oh, I can't wait to talk about food. One of our favorite subjects.
Absolutely.
I just got to say happy anniversary to all my girlfriends, all y'all except for me had an anniversary last week. That's a busy weekend to get married. Okay.
That was busy. Thank you, Kat. Thank you. Yes.
Go ahead, Sabrina.
Well, you're talking about stadiums being full, you guys, stadiums being full, and we'll see. We pray that these teams can continue to play ball this season. I don't know how these stadiums are not super spreader events. We'll know in a couple of weeks what it looks like. I understand that there are 1,000 schools shut down all over the USA because of COVID. The young people are not catching, but well, they have the virus and it's just too much for the staff to handle. And so they have opted to shut down schools to get a handle on this thing. And so lots going on out there. I mean, we have the Southern Classic, Tennessee State University and Jackson State. We're in Memphis this weekend. 50,000 people in the stands, you guys. 50,000 people.
Wow.
And I tell you, they didn't miss a beat. And I saw it. My brother attended. I looked at it on TV. And you guys, I have been blessed to be invited to Tennessee State's homecoming to be a grand marshal at homecoming.
Wow.
That's a huge deal. Huge.
Are you really?
Yeah, really amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm not going. I wrote the president today and said, thank you for the invite. I don't know what COVID protocols are in place. I haven't seen anything in writing. And you guys, just with being responsible and with a good conscience, I can't. We were going to be booked Thursday, Miss TSU coronation. Friday, there was going to be tea. Friday night, there was going to be a gala. Saturday morning, there's the parade. Saturday afternoon, there was something. Then there was the game. And then there was something else. And, it was not modified. Howard University has modified its homecoming. No festivities, no yard fest, just a game and only students can attend. North Carolina A&T, canceling their homecoming, as far as I know. A lot of schools are doing something different. And I hadn't heard what we were doing different. And so I pray that I'm invited back at some point, but I just said not at this time.
Wow.
Well, that's a big honor to be asked. I just want to sit on that one for a second. That's a really big honor to be asked. Claps off to you, Sabrina. Seriously, that's a big dang on deal.
It is.
And it's a lot of courage to stand your ground. It's a lot of courage to stand your ground and say, you know what, this is not my time. And I know you pray, so I know you got the word. And it's like it's hard to follow the word, but when you follow it, when he speaks to you, you have to follow. So my hat's off to you for both because it's not easy. It's not easy to say no. So I'm really proud of you, and that's a big dang on deal to be asked.
What do you guys think about New York, where the hospital, there's a hospital in New York, they're not delivering babies anymore because a lot of the workers, they, because of they're being required to get the vaccine, they're quitting. So now they're not delivering babies anymore. Did y'all hear that?
No.
In New York? Yes.
No, but I know a lot of people are refusing, and they are leaving teaching jobs. They are leaving nursing jobs. They are leaving the hospitals. They're leaving big businesses. They're leaving corporations.
Federal government.
They're saying bye. Before you make me get vaccinated, I am saying goodbye. And so I don't know how we ever get to the end of this thing if we don't get immunity or herd immunity, where it's just going to be a vicious cycle over and over again. So lots going on in the news, you guys. But let's talk about something, you know what has gotten us through this thing? Comfort food. Food that makes you feel good, okay? And food is just the center of everything. It's the center of church gatherings. It's the center of family reunions. It's the center of birthday parties. When you go over a friend's house, if you don't have any food, it's like, what am I going over there for? Okay. And so what are your best, you guys, before we take calls, tell me about your favorite food. Caterina, I want to hear all the girlfriends. What's your favorite food?
Oh man, I mean, there's my favorite soul food that comes out of like my family kitchen.
No categories. Your favorite.
I mean,
that's the
I
bossy
think I just
one.
have to say ribs and ribs. I mean, but I really do. I like ribs and French fries, but then I love a great steakhouse. So I will just say I'm a carnivore. Probably
for sure.
That girl knows she loves some beef. She knows she loves some beef. Whenever we go out to eat, her steak is bigger than her. Katrina's steak is bigger than her. And then she can eat it all. She eats it all. I'm like, Caterina, that's a big old steak. She said, and she is steady slicing and biting. That girl knows she loves her some meat. Okay. So ribs and steak. Ribs and steak. Yeah. Okay, what about you, Crisette?
You know what? I would probably be more so in the seafood family. Anything that has like lobster, crab, anything like that. Even though, of course, I like my red meat, steak, and all that. But I would say in the salmon, seafood, anything pretty much seafood, I'm good.
Seafood. Okay. Glow.
Lobster thermidor, to be specific.
I heard that. You got to break that down. Lobster thermidor. Not only do we not know how to pronounce it, what is lobster thermidor, Crisette? What is it? Break it down for the people.
It is lobster and a special kind of cream sauce. And sometimes they put sometimes it'll have crab meat mixed in the lobster sauce, but then it's on top of rice, because I love anything with rice.
Okay.
I love rice.
Okay. All right. Gloria, before we go to break, what do you have? What's your favorite?
Oh, Lord, we're going to take it to break. Okay. So first, if I was going to say, like, what is the best thing I like to eat? There's two things. One is greens. I love collard greens. I love really, really, really good collard greens. And I would go and get some Cheetos. I got issues. You said we're going to talk about comfort food. So my comfort food, I buy Cheetos, I buy 3, and then I pour water in the bag so I don't eat the rest of them. But if I see some Cheetos, it's going down. It's a problem.
Really?
Right now. Now, this could be different, but this is like the last 4 or 5 months, I could eat some Cheetos, for real. But I don't eat them because I don't want to. But if I had to choose what I like, that's what it would be.
Okay, so can you cook greens? You love greens. Can you cook greens?
I can cook greens. I've learned how to cook greens. There's a few things I learned how to cook, and that was one of them. It took a whole lot of people giving me a whole lot of recipes, but I got it now. Got it.
Really? Because I've never cooked greens. I don't know how to cook greens, and I got to learn. So you got to give me your recipe. Maybe, and maybe not. Okay.
Right.
maybe
I know
not.
you didn't ask me for no recipe.
You know how you ask people for recipes, but you're not real sure about their cooking, and then you like get the recipe, and like I don't know about that one. But anyway,
Don't ask me for no recipe now.
We're gonna come back.
Oh, look, Tony laughing because she gave me her recipe. Okay, go ahead.
Because we gotta go to a break. But you guys, when we come back, we want to ask our tribe, what food do you like? What's your favorite food? And then what's the best food you've ever had? When I tell you my sister talks about a cherry pie, she had a dream about a cherry pie, walked into my grandmother's house, and there cherry pie was sitting on the counter, and it was everything she dreamed about. And 50 years later, she's still talking about that cherry pie. Yes. And so we want to know, what is the best food? Think back to the best food you've ever had. Callers, call in at 313-778-7600. We want to hear your food stories. What do you like? What can you cook? What's the worst food you've ever had? You know, when you go to somebody's house and they have like raisins in the potato salad. How about raisins in the potato salad, John? Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness! She messy.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
That to the potluck.
That's a problem. All right, you guys, we got to go pay some bills. We're going to station break. Call us at 313-778-7600, 9:10 a.m. The Superstation with the force of friendship. We got issues. We are talking food. We'll be right back.
Hey, Facebook. Y'all, let me tell
Hey, y'all. Hey, this is exciting.
I'm assuming that you guys can hear.
I want y'all to type. We're on a commercial break right now. So one of these in here for the commercial break. Yes, we're cracking you up. What's your favorite food? I saw a couple people that are my steak folks. I started to say that, Felicia, mac and cheese. And we're not talking about the box. We are talking about it not in the box, right? We are talking about homemade. How about some good homemade cornbread? When I tell you my cornbread recipe is like next level, it is Banderas cornbread, which all these girlfriends love. It is so good. And I'm so glad that I know how to make it, because the Banderas on Michigan Avenue is closed down due to COVID. Oh my gosh, I hope they come back. Yes, homemade seafood and soul food. What's your favorite soul food, Dia Webb? Is this your first time listening, Dia? I think I've seen you in the chat before. And culinary school, you had Eclair that had, oh Lord, Dorothy, frangelico liqueur in the pastry cream. OMG, best thing ever. Potato salad. Hey, Carolyn, I bet you could make some potato salad too. And chicken salad. So how many of you, anybody who knows Gloria, was thinking, I don't know about getting your recipe. I want Gloria, you know, whatever she does well, she puts on social media. And I have never seen Gloria post her in the kitchen cooking nothing on social media. So be suspect of them greens, okay? Be suspect of them greens. So we're talking all things food, but I don't want to steal the whole show. We still got a couple more minutes. What else is happening in your world? What else did you do this weekend? Oh, here comes our commercial. Our commercial is playing in my ear. What else did you guys do this weekend? The best thing you ever ate. Bonuts, biscuit, love too. Every time she makes green, she calls you for help. Dia, excellent. Salmon, your favorite to make. Carrot cake and banana pudding. Okay, while you're posting this stuff, put your address too so we know where to show up. 7 cheese mac and cheese. Is that like Patti LaBelle's mac and cheese? Okay, so here we go. We're coming back from the commercial break. Thanks, y'all.
We're back with We Got Issues, and we're talking food. You know, COVID has caused us all to cook more because we're home more. Some of you have become really good cooks. Some of you started off excited about cooking like me. When the kids were all home, I was in hog heaven. I loved having everybody back in the nest. And then, you know what, 3-4 months in, I was like, this is not the doggone cafeteria. This is not the doggone dormitory. I am not The rest, I am not Chef Boyardee because they started looking for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I was like, okay, y'all, I'm fresh out of cooking ideas. 6 months into that pandemic, it's like, this ain't cute no more. This ain't fun no more. But I will tell you, that was one of my highlights, having everybody home, cooking all over again, because becoming empty nesters for me, and that's one of my next shows, it was kind of sad. It was just Kenny and myself, and I didn't want to cook anymore. And he was looking at me like, well, I still got to eat. I was like, well, you can grab a sandwich or anything, man, okay? And then we kind of got back into that groove. And so we know that some of you have become really good cooks along the way. We're going to go to callers, and then we want to hear from the girlfriends the best food you've ever had. Where were you? It described that. You got to think about it, because when I thought about that, I had to think about where I was and what it was. Let's come to the phone lines. Jalen, who we got out there today? All right, Marathon. I'm in Marathon. How are you, Marathon?
I'm doing good. Hey, I can make a mean beer chili.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very
Okay, so I guess that's chili with some beer in it. Marathon, is that what it is?
Yes. And you make your chili the way you make it, but instead of water, you put Miller High Life.
Really? Ooh. Wow, that would be interesting. Okay.
Very tasty. Very tasty.
Well, that's a comfort food. That's a comfort food, Marathon. I love soup. I do love soup in the wintertime. I love a good soup. It's sweet, so it's really good. Well, Marathon, you got to cook the girlfriend some beer chili one day when we do a show out of the D and bring it to the States.
All right.
All right, Marathon.
Do that.
All right, Marathon. And Marathon, you might, well, he gave us the recipe. Do your chili like you normally do, but instead of water?
And then instead of water, you put Miller High Life at 40 ounce.
Oh, 40 ounce. Ooh, that's a lot of beer. Okay. All right, Marathon. A big pot of chili. Okay. All right, Marathon. 40 ounces of Miller Lite. Is that the beer?
That's it, Miller High Life.
Miller Lite. Okay. All right, Marathon. I just have one question. After we eat the chili, can we drive, or do we have to have somebody drive for us?
You know when you cook the beer, you kind of burn off the alcohol, but you still got the taste.
Okay. Somebody said that's called drunken chili. Drunken chili. That's the name of your chili, drunken chili. All right. Thank you, Marathon. Thank you. All right, let's go to the phone callers. You guys are doing a great job. We got 4 or 5 callers in the queue. Talk to us about food. Who we got next?
Drea.
Hi, Drea.
Hi, ladies. Happy anniversary to everybody.
Thank you, Drea.
I'll be celebrating mine on the 21st.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. And my favorite food is my Aunt Amelia's macaroni and cheese and corn pudding. She's a professional caterer.
And that sounds so good.
It is. I miss it. And I love to cook turkey chili and turkey spaghetti.
Nice. Now, Drea, tell me about your aunt's mac and cheese, because everybody has a favorite mac and cheese. I promise my mama's was the best. Everybody says my mama's was the best. My mama's was the best. Right. Tell me why your aunt's was the best. What made her special?
Just the point that she put her foot in it. She put her love, her heart in it. When my aunt cooks, she cooks with love. And
okay, was it 1 or 2 or 3 different cheeses? What kind of cheese did she use? Do you remember?
She used 6 different cheeses. She uses I remember the Colby Jack. I remember the cheddar. She used provolone in it, and I forgot the other ones. Because I was a child when she was doing it. And then she would layer the macaroni and cheese, layer the cheese, then the macaroni, then the cheese, then the macaroni, and top it with cheese. And bake it in the oven.
Yes, ma'am. That sounds good to me. The girlfriend now the water, and we're like, yeah. Okay. We love that, Drea. Wow, that's awesome. Well, thank you for calling in, Drea. We really want that. See if you can find that recipe and post it in the chat one day. A 6-cheese macaroni and cheese.
I'll ask her for it.
Okay, excellent. All right, Drea, we're going to go to another,
Love you
we're gonna
guys.
go to another caller. Love you too. Thanks for calling in. Thank you. All right, who's next?
Next up is Bernetta.
Bernetta.
Hello.
Hey, Bernetta. How you doing?
Hi. I'm great. Not talking about food. I decided today I was being a little lazy as far as cooking, so I ordered a pizza, and this is like pizza that your brother will slap you over. I cannot believe how good it is.
Oh, really? Who's it from, Bernetta? Where'd you get it from?
We have a spot called Villa Rosa.
Okay, what city do you live in, Bernetta? What city do you live in?
Ewing, New Jersey.
Okay.
Villa Rosa's Pizzeria and Italian Ristorante. And their food is unbelievable. But that was so good. And that's my favorite food, though. My mom makes the most incredible corn pudding. I finally got her to show me the recipe. And I've made it a couple of times, and each time it got better. So I know I have the right recipe, but my favorite things to cook, I actually got hooked on like Louisiana food. Mm-hmm. I love cooking.
That Creole
and jambalaya.
Yes.
And I've been cooking more since the pandemic started. I've been cooking more because I used to order out a whole lot. And I've always loved watching the cooking shows on PBS.
Yeah.
And actually, that's when I started learning because of watching like Earl, Kevin Belton, Paul Prudhomme, and all, those chefs, and watching the recipes. And wow. And with PBS, those cooking shows, a lot of times they also have their own cookbook that you can order that have all the recipes that they did in the series. So it's a great way. It's a great way to learn. A great way to learn how.
That is so good. That is so good.
Making it.
Yeah, New Orleans is one of my most favorite cities because of the food. Seriously, just because of the food and the music.
Please.
Now
I hear you.
Yeah, now when you cook,
I'm still kicking myself that I missed New Orleans. I'm still kicking myself that I missed New Orleans when we were supposed to be there for leadership.
Yes. Now, do you cook with the recipe? Do you measure things specifically? Are you a pinch of this, a dash of that kind of cook?
You know what? I need a recipe. And once I do the recipe a few times, then I remember it, and I don't necessarily need to measure everything.
Okay, I got you. Well, Bernetta, we certainly appreciate you calling in. You putting us in the mood for some good old jambalaya, some New Orleans food. It doesn't get any better than that. So keep on cooking. Keep on making your family happy, yourself happy. You guys, we know that health is our wealth, but we also know that a little comfort food goes a long way. So I know we've got on this line talking about y'all need to be talking about diet food. And y'all need to stop eating all that food. And we're going to have that show tomorrow. But today we're eating, okay? Today we're eating. All right. Thank you, Bernetta. Thank you for calling in. All right. We're going to another caller. You guys. The phones are lit up today. Who we have next?
Cassie.
Hey, Cassie.
Hey.
Hey, Cassie. What's cooking good looking? What you got?
Well, I'm a Pinterest buff, so I saw this recipe on the Pinterest, but I just did it in my own unique way. So I do stuffed chicken breast. So I get big chicken breast boneless, and I cut them in half, and then I stuff them with like any type of vegetable. Like I use peppers, I use green and red peppers, I use spinach, mozzarella cheese. I season the chicken up really well. So I use like a little bit of Italian, I use pesto, and then I put it in the oven and top it off with a little bit more mozzarella, and that's been a kick. So that's what I love making. And the best thing I love eating that I can eat every day is a mean steak. I can eat a mean steak, and my mom and dad grill them on the grill. They have this special touch. I don't know what they do. I see them cook them all the time, but I can't do it like them.
I hear you. Well, that stuffed chicken breast sounds wonderful. It really does. If you get a chance, if you could type that in the chat, people are asking for recipes for some of these, and that's a quick, easy meal, because honestly, chicken breast can be kind of boring. They can be dry and they can be boring. So we're always looking for a way to spice up. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah,
well, thank you for
good. It's easy too. You don't have to keep it in the oven that long either.
Excellent. Thank you so much for calling in. You guys, there's no reason why you don't know how to cook. We have cooking.
There's so many great ways to learn how to cook now and try new and different things. Let me tell you the top 5 cooking shows right now. And Netflix has them. You could turn to any network and get a cooking show. But these are some of the top cooking shows. There's Top Chef. That's a reality competitive cooking show. So check out Top Chef. There is The Final Table, which is a great Netflix original. There is Chopped. We all have heard of Chopped, right? Mm-hmm. That is a really great cooking show. And then there is the American Barbecue Showdown. The American Barbecue Showdown. Okay. Because there are some states who they claim Kansas City. They're the grilling capital of the world. Then there's Memphis, Tennessee. They have the best barbecue. And so I love catching the cooking shows when I can because they make them so interesting. What are some of your favorite cooking shows, girlfriends?
You know, I like watching, Sabrina, the competition ones, so like Top Chef and Chopped, because it's always so interesting, the shows where the mystery ingredients, and they have to take these ingredients and they have to come up with this masterpiece of a meal. And it just is so interesting to me for them to take crazy stuff like a cow's tongue and just the most weirdest combinations, and they end up preparing this amazing meal. I said, that's when you know you're a top chef, when you can take almost anything and turn it into something delectable. But I love watching those kind of shows.
And how about you guys? When we were growing up, our mothers, you know what? They weren't going to the store every other day. They wasn't running to Whole Foods and Costco. Baby, they would find whatever was in their refrigerator, in that cabinet, and whip up a meal. I always said, if I could just be a little bit of the cook that my mother was. But you know what? I will never be, because she was patient. She stirred and stirred and stirred. All of her recipes say a pinch of this, a dash of that. I could never duplicate that recipe. Never. You guys, we're going to the phone lines. Thank you guys for calling in. Who we have on the phone? William, there's a man in the house. Hey, William.
Yes, ma'am. How y'all doing today?
Fabulous. How are you?
Good. I hope you all can resolve my issue. I need somebody to give me some advice on how to properly cook bone-in chicken breast without burning the skin. I have tried everything. I put clean grease in there. I applied it low. No matter what I do, that skin is going to burn. How can I keep the color in there, that bright color, that yellow, that crispy, good looking? How do I do that?
Okay, Crisette, you're probably the best cook in the room. You used to have a cooking show with your daughter. And so, Crisette, go for it. Well, you are so messy. You know, I can see that. So, you know what, William, that is a great question. And
isn't one of the meals that's my expertise, but you know what, William, hold on. We'll do a little Google. We have a lot of people that are watching, so we're going to ask our Facebook audience to help William out and tell him what he needs to do to keep that really pretty color, because I know it's really frustrating. And you're saying you've seen it done before, William? I said, have you seen it
where the color is really, really nice? You've seen it done before and you're trying to duplicate it?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. When I was young, when I was 17 years old, I used to work in Popeye.
And you didn't get that recipe, William? Come on, brother. You got the recipe. Okay? You got the recipe.
I do, but I tried it. And it won't work.
They say the fire is too high. William, they said you got to be more patient, turn that fire down, and just cook it a little slow. Miss Scott said the batter. Maybe your batter is the problem. You got issues with your batter. You got issues. Your batter has issues.
The batter.
Yeah, they said the batter. So they say the batter. Make sure your grease is clean. Make sure that it's a lower fire, and take your time. They say the oil, the temperature, and the batter. William, this is it right here. The oil, the temperature, and the batter. Three spots and you're out. If those three things are not working for you, she would say it's the batter for sure. So William, let's go back to the batting box with the batter, okay? Go back to the batting box with the batter.
Okay.
And Tony said, and what kind of oil are you using? What kind of oil are you using, William?
Western oil.
Western oil. Okay.
Hey, you know, they say Crisco is the best oil.
Crisco. Okay. I'm getting a try. Crisco.
Yep. Okay. And they say bone-in chicken breast, butter, rub it down and bake it. If you want some baked chicken, but you want fried chicken, right? You want fried chicken breast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. We'll try the oil, the batter, and the temperature. Three things you got going for you. Well, we're glad that we can help you out. Okay, Gloria, did you have any advice for William?
Anthony Earl talking about Caterina's best recipe is Anthony Earl. And said he stay in your lane, lady, stay in your lane. That is hilarious. Oh my God, I'm loving this cooking show.
When Sabrina said, "What's your favorite cooking show?" I really was gonna say, because during the pandemic, Anthony has become a chef, and I honestly was gonna say before he typed that my favorite cooking show is seeing him. He's sitting there and he's like dashing it and he's doing this. And he's like, "Get out my kitchen!" And he's like, "Bam, dinner ready!" And then he wants to display it, and he put the glass. And I'm like, "Go ahead!" And you know what?
I'm telling you, Ken is cooking, but he don't do the display part. But he can cook. He was cooking for 4 or 5 at a time. He was really burning on that little stove that we had because we tore our house apart. And he really, we just bought a whole bunch of, y'all, seriously, for my anniversary, he said, "Let's get some pots and pans." I said, "What?" you must have wanted some pots and pans. He bought him a whole set of pots and pans. He said, "Use my credit card." I said, "Absolutely," because I will not be using the pots and pans. So I'm telling you, every house is different. Hilarious.
Sabrina,
You guys, let's go back to your favorite food. And what's the best food you've ever eaten, and where were you? Think back. What might have been childhood, might have been on a world-class trip. Where were you?
I can tell you exactly where mine
Go
was.
ahead, Gloria.
It was in
Go ahead.
It was in Paris at a restaurant that I can't tell you the name of it, but we were traveling with some friends and they said, go to this restaurant. And we went to that restaurant and it was the best food. The dessert was this kind of pear with this coating on it. It was so good. That's when I left from there and I said, I love the food in Paris so much I could eat the garbage. It was just so delicious. I mean, it was delicious. The second best food I've had was in Italy, and it was fish in Italy. And we had this one restaurant we ate that was next to the Florence de Pazza, whatever. I'm telling you, Ken and I went there like in 7 days. We went there 4 times. The food was so good.
Wow.
It was just so delicious. It's so delicious. I tell people you could travel for a lot of reasons, and one of the reasons is the food. For real. For real.
And so, Gloria, if you went back there 4 times, what kind of food? It was an Italian restaurant, of course, in Italy. But
it was Italian, but we do a lot of seafood, but they did it so differently. Their salads were different. You know, I like octopus. That was different. It was just, it was so different. It was just, you know, the way they did the crepes were different. You know, it's not like Italian food over there. Italian food over there and Italian food over here. 2 different Italian foods. And it was just amazing. And just the whole, it wasn't even the service. The service was great. The location was great, but the food was delicious. I mean, it just was delicious. Everything we ordered was delicious.
Octopus. I'm not there yet, Gloria, but I know you love you some octopus. And wherever we are, you from? You got some octopus? You got some octopus? I'm like,
OMG.
Gloria, I think I want our viewers and our listeners, if you love octopus, have you ever tried octopus? Because Gloria, I don't think a lot of people have tried octopus. What is it about octopus that you love? Is it the texture?
It's delicious.
The taste?
It is absolutely, the way they grill it. If you grill it, never had a bad piece of octopus, to tell you the truth. I've never had a bad piece of octopus. And it is so good. Octopus salad, octopus grilled. You know, I like octopus. I like escargot. I mean, it's just, if I get on a cruise ship, I'm going to have escargot. If I get on a cruise ship and they don't have escargot, I'm going to get off the cruise ship. I'm like, no, drop me off in France somewhere because I need some escargot. I get on a cruise ship for escargot. So I don't eat everything, but I do like octopus. And it's not chewy. It's just delicious. I like it way better than shrimp. Way better.
Wow. What about you, Caterina? What's your favorite food you've ever eaten?
I talked about it yesterday. If I were in Cape Town right now, I could walk to the whatever you call that, the pier. I could walk right to that restaurant past the band. I could go right down those stairs. I could walk right in there. And if they don't have that same thing on the menu, I'm telling you, the best steak I've ever had was in Cape Town. I could see it.
Wow.
It was so juicy. Part of it is just, you know, the game is fresher. The soil is better. Everything they eat is better. It's like the fish in Greece tastes different. But I mean, I'm telling you, that steak, and that was after coming back from Argentina, and they swear their steak is everything.
Right.
Japan swears their steak is everything. I'm telling you, somebody else said something about Cape Town in here, but that steak in Cape Town, the best I have ever had in my whole life.
Wow. That's amazing. What about you, Crisette?
You know what? I was just thinking about one of the trips we took, and you guys may remember this when we were in Australia. There was this little pizza joint that was right down the street from the Ritz-Carlton. And when I tell you, they had the best pizza. It was so good that every day we found ourselves at this little pizzeria. It was so bad. I don't know why we were there. It was it might have been, it was a big football game or something that came on. And Chuck needed that pizza so bad. He called, they weren't closed. He said, well, as soon as you open up, this is my order. He went down there and got his order to take it back to the hotel to have this pizza while he was watching the football game. So that I just remember it was so many of us, and we kept going into this one little, and you would think Australia, okay, pizza, but it was awesome. And then the other place would be Santorini, Greece, because they had, I absolutely love lamb chops. If you say lamb chops and they prepare right, come on. Let the church say amen on some lamb chops, okay? And I promise you, in Santorini, they were just absolutely amazing. So those are two meals that I specifically remember saying, if I ever go back to either of those places, I would have to hit those restaurants again.
Absolutely, you guys. I will
What
tell
about
you,
you,
I will
Sabrina?
have to. My favorite thing I've ever put in my mouth was my mama's homemade bread rolls. You guys, when I tell you, they melt in your mouth. They're little tiny bite size. She would bake. I mean, she would make the bread by hand. I mean, everything's homemade, and she would have to find this yeast that she had to have in this bread because it wouldn't rise right without this yeast. And later on, it was hard to find this yeast that made the bread rise just so. She would, do the bread at the night before, let it rise overnight, and then she would make it 4 or 5 hours before it's dinner time, and you could just see the bread rise. And then she would roll it out, and then we would cut them, and then they were real small, you guys. But when I tell you, she would sop them in butter, roll them, and our job was to roll them in that butter. I mean, stick of butter, not no light, I can't believe it's butter, but the real butter. And when I tell you, they melted in your mouth. You guys, this recipe, I've tried it a couple times, but it's a lot of work, and they never taste like hers. But long live our Quincy Joy and her bread. Okay.
Send it to me.
I'm going to send it to you. I will. Somebody, Gloria said her favorite was anything her mother cooked except for possum. Yep, possum. Have y'all ever had, my sister's on here saying amen to my mama's bread. When I tell you that bread, I used to look at my mama. I said, Mama, this bread will make you slap your mama. And she said, you better not, okay? But I mean, you guys, such great memories. Food brings back so many wonderful memories for so many people. I just remember walking in my mother's house, and there was always a smell. She always cooked enough. Sometimes you go over people's house and it don't never smell like nothing. Okay. Like I have friends. I have like Gloria's house. You go over Gloria's house, it don't never smell like food. Okay.
Hey, Sabrina.
I apologizing about it.
It would be so funny when my kids were little and my mother would babysit for me when I was out of town. And so I'd come back town, and I remember Buddy saying to me, Mom, why is it that when grandma comes, when we come home from school, we smell some good food, but when you home, we don't smell nothing? I said, because grandma starts cooking as soon as y'all go to school. I go to pick y'all up and be like, oh my God, I gotta cook. Okay.
I gotta cook.
I mean, that was funny to me. He said, we come home, we smell good food. We come home, we don't smell nothing.
Yep. Millicent, that's right. I'm funny and I'm shady. That's right, Millicent. That's right.
Every day, shady, every day.
And you know what, you guys, I used to try to duplicate those memories, because some of my favorite days coming home from school was when my mother would have the occasional day off and the home smelled like homemade peanut butter cookies or homemade chocolate chip cookies. And so when my kids were little, like you, Crisette, I would forget about dinner until I picked them up. I would say, okay, today they're going to walk in the house and it's going to smell good, okay? That was a special occasion. But those are fond memories that those children remember for a long time. They really do. You guys, there's no reason for people to not have good food, because now you can have these apps where you have any food from any restaurant delivered, and they are making big money. The number one order food out from anywhere is DoorDash. When I tell you, you can get whatever you want from DoorDash, from whatever restaurant you want. And then the next is Grubhub. I mean, you want food? Get on your iPhone and order you what you want. The third is Uber Eats. That's the third largest food app. And then there's Seamless. I'm not real familiar with Seamless. Have you guys heard of Seamless? Yes, Seamless is number 4, and then number 5 is Postmates. So of the 5, I heard of all of them but one. And so somebody said, my kids love that I work from home. They said none of their friends had collard greens on a Wednesday. And Tony, the thing is, we all work from home and we're still too busy to cook, okay? That's crazy. That was one of the benefits from working from home. So
Sabrina,
yes, go ahead, yes.
I was going to say, I love me some catfish. You know, Fish Friday is a big, big deal. We were having this whole conversation like the catfish don't taste like it used to taste. What's going on? What's really going on? But I just wanted to say one quick thing. Living in California and Chicago, somebody said in the chat, I was trying to find it, there are traditions, there's things they do in different parts of the country. And in Chicago, when I went there, they do Fish Friday and spaghetti. And when I tell you, I had never had that before, and someone said that. And
Really?
I mean, I love spaghetti, I love catfish, but this is a Chicago thing. And Anthony brought that here to my mama, and my mama looked like, what's the spaghetti for? But I'm telling you, that is Chicago people, type in the chat. They do spaghetti and fish on Fish Friday. That is a Chicago tradition.
Right.
And
Yes,
it's
yes,
Fish
yes.
Friday.
Yes, yes.
I love
What else,
some
you guys?
fried fish.
What else is your favorite? You know, when I think about, well, seafood is mine. Like Crisette, seafood is the favorite one. And guys, barbecue bologna, it's an Oklahoma thing. I know, but bologna, barbecue bologna, girl. When I tell you, I'm gonna have to import some when I have y'all to the house again. Your first time visit. It is so good. It's a thick slice. It's a delicacy. It is. Somebody said it's the cheap man steak. Okay, the poor man steak. Okay, barbecue bologna. When I tell you, yeah, it's thick. It tastes just so good. It has a certain texture to it that is juicy.
Look at Phyllis.
It's a delicacy.
Phyllis said,
it's a
My
delicacy.
mouth is watering, Sabrina. It's watering over some bologna. What?
Some bologna, baby. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
yes.
so of your relatives, who's your favorite cook? Of your relatives, who's your favorite cook?
My mama, and she's gone on to heaven, but it's still my mama. Okay.
It would be, I'm gonna tell you, Kiara is a phenomenal cook. When I tell you Kiara can go in and throw down in the kitchen. So many times, you know, Kiara says, I'm gonna cook this, I'm gonna cook that. And I'm like, great. She absolutely loves to cook and she does a phenomenal job. And then my cousin, I gotta give a shout out to my cousin, Jackie. Many of you have seen during the holidays, she comes over and shows us how to make the most delicious rolls. She is just a phenomenal baker. And so we always love going to the country, we called it Holly, Michigan, because everything was fresh and they put so much love in their food. So I would say my Aunt Bunchy and my cousin, Jackie.
That's good. That's good. My sister cooks. Amy cooks Thanksgiving, and then she passed it on to her daughter, Jelly. And they really can come in here, and they can whip a dinner for 40 people, 50 people. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how they know how to grocery shop. It's ridiculous how they know the spices. It's ridiculous the variety of what they can do and how they lay it out so it all comes out at the same time. I just sit there and marvel at it, and then I sweep and mop, and then I marvel some more, and then I sweep and mop, and then I wash the dishes.
But everybody has a role. Everybody has a lane. Stay in your lane. And you know what? It's all well in the kitchen. It's all good in the kitchen. Well, this is a fun, lively food show, you guys. It made us all feel good. We had smiles on our faces. And so continue to eat well. Continue to do the things that make you happy. And then go on a diet the next day. The next meal, you can go on a diet. You guys, this is The Force of Friendship, 9:10 a.m. The Superstation. We are positive, powerful, not Pollyannish. We talk about it all. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same station. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.